Nations. And I really just came on a little bit early. I have this scheduled for 4:24. However, the restream is being really strange and it's not allowing me to really tell if this is on YouTube or not. So I figured I would come on. Okay, I see it on there now. It says watch Veganology JJ. Okay, awesome. I was starting to get worried that the show wasn't even on YouTube because I couldn't find the link to share it. So I don't know if they changed something or it's having a glitch. I just wanted to make sure that I was able to let everyone know that I'm here. However, that's the good thing about being live is it's always recorded. And I want to share with you today. Obviously, the name of this is Four Easy Tips or Four Simple Tips. I put it on the thumbnail differently. Either way, they're easy and simple, in my opinion, here. Kind of a little blueprint for you to be able to navigate your way on how to lose weight. I get that question a lot, and it's really one of the number one reasons that that people come and want to really start eating a different diet is because they want to lose weight. And the reason I wanted to share this is because this is the reason, as you guys know that have watched me for a while, that I actually got into this whole idea of plant-based eating, veganism. It all started because I wanted to lose a couple of pounds. Well, not really a couple. I wanted to lose a lot of pounds. However, the great thing about it was it just took me on this journey. So I entered into it thinking I'm going to do this raw diet that I saw this documentary for a couple of days. I knew nothing about really veganism or being plant based or anything like that. And hey, Jay Waffle, how are you? Oh, wait, we're both on the live? Oh, I don't know. Is it on her channel too? I'm so glad that you joined in either way, even if it was confusing. I know maybe that's what's going on. Maybe I'm on the wrong channel. Could that be it? Let me check. Let's see. No, it actually, I think, let me see. Oh, you're right. You know what I think's going on? Am I on here? Oh, I think I'm on the right channel. Sorry, everyone. I might have to edit this so that I get out of my state of confusion. I thought I was in the state of Maryland, but I'm actually in the state of confusion. But thank you, everyone, for being here. Anyway, back to what I was saying on this, I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew kind of when you're coming into this journey, sometimes it might start with a different reason than where it ends up taking you. So when I first watched that documentary back in 2019, I was like, wow, these people, I wasn't even paying attention to all the bonus things that would happen as far as like reversing or eliminating my back pain. My seasonal allergies were gone after a month. They've never returned in the whole a little over 5 years now. And then the other thing was the losing weight was like the big thing that I started, but I realized not only did it lead me to lose weight, but it also ended up really bringing me down this path after about 6 months of being in the plant-based community, of understanding how like this is so good for everything else, like how it can contribute, animal agriculture can contribute to world hunger, how it can contribute to also like animal suffering. I never connected it about like how like there was any difference between dogs and cats and cows. Like I didn't really make them in my mind as all just animals to love. There was like this, disconnect, I guess you would call it, or this programming that's like, oh, this one you eat, this one is okay to have as a pet. And it kind of just led me down this whole path. But that's not necessarily what I'm here to really talk about. I just wanted to explain to everyone that sometimes the motivation that makes you come into learning about plant based living is not really the same reason that you might continue on your path. Because after I lost the weight, if it was a diet like I did with all other diets, I probably would have said, oh, okay, now it's time to, continue to eat my old way. And that's how I think people teeter totter, or is that a good word? We have a store here called Harris Teeter. But I think that's how sometimes when people look at something as a diet, or that it's really restrictive or it's hard to do, they end up having like this plan, and they're like, okay, I've lost my 10 pounds. Now I'm going to go back to eating the other way that I'm used to eating. And the goal to make it like, to really sustain something is it has to become a lifestyle. Hey Tessa, good to see you here. Thank you for joining in. And this, video is not only for the people who are already vegan. It's not just for people who might be even wanting to start their raw or their plant-based journey. It's really for everyone who is interested in losing weight, because that was me, at a little over 5 years ago. I was just, there. I was heavier than I ever been, when I would like have to take so you can ask Dawn this too. Jay, if you're still watching, like whenever we would take pictures, I would like have to angle it. And I still have things that I'm unhappy with myself about, but at least this isn't one. I would not like, I always felt like my chin, we had to take like 5 different angles. And one day I would be like, I said, maybe I should just lose some weight instead of putting us through all this. I'd be like, take another one. That's too close. That's too far away. And I'm still kind of like that, because there's other things that, of course, we always kind of are harder on ourselves. But that was one of the things. Also, it was always really annoying to go buy clothes, because it seemed like I could never fit in the right size. Like it was just always like whatever size I was, or I would get a pair of pants that were supposed to fit, but like my stomach would roll over too much. And like I just never was happy when I would look at pictures. I wasn't happy when I was, just overall I felt like really weighed down and heavy, like from coming from how I was in high school. And hey, I'm so glad to see everyone here. Tessa, I love it when you join. Your comments are always like, I feel like we came into this kind of the same, and then ended up on this raw path too. The initial reason she went vegan was weight loss. Yeah, isn't it true? Like, I think a lot of people, if we're not dealing with, and some of the things that I was dealing with health wise, I didn't even realize were health issues until they were gone. Like I just knew I had the annoying back pain every day, but I didn't think that had anything to do with what I was eating. Like that was just something that was going on within my body, and everything was like that for me, disconnect. And then like I was like, oh, you just take medicine for that. Yeah, losing weight, some part of me felt like it would have helped, but I had already like been through other diets before where I had lost a bunch of weight. Like I had lost 20 pounds like back when I was in my 20s. And then just even recent, before I went to plant-based eating, I had done it again, the up and down. I started eating, what was it? I just kind of went on, I think it was intermittent fasting or something I was doing that dropped pounds. Maybe I was doing low fat. Like I can't even remember now what I was doing, but whatever it was, all of a sudden I remember getting like almost down to where I wanted to be. And then I just went back to eating my old patterns and started eating, fast food and stuff again, and eating a lot of, really steak and baked potatoes, sad to say, and things that were, even though I was eating a little bit, I was putting weight on, and I could tell I was getting back up over it. And I was just all of a sudden like, I'm not happy with myself. I'm looking for something. And then it kind of corresponded with Dawn trying to, figure out some healthier ways. She was getting in really into fasting, and, like she wanted to grow sprouts. I think she had seen Dr. Sebi's video and realized, but we never, that part about him not wanting people to eat meat, we just totally ignored that whole thing and just went straight for, we need living foods and stuff. It's like whatever you want to hear, you'll hear. That's why I'm always like trying to approach this in different ways, because especially a lot of my friends that that are new to this lifestyle, but they might not even understand how plant-based living could change their weight. They think of it more, especially the more I've gotten into this, I tend to sometimes talk more about how the animals are treated. And I think that happens to us because as we get more and more passionate, it's like the why changes to that instead of just always, hey, you can lose weight with this. And I'm like, maybe that's where my approach is not, where I'm not able to help as many individuals, is I'm not really bringing them into this lifestyle the way I came into it. I'm trying to jolt them in a different way, or spill a bunch of facts about how the, meat and dairy are killing us and things, instead of just saying, look, if you want to lose weight, I can share with you how I did it, and I'm like, I never wanted to focus on weight loss because it's not really about losing weight, because you can lose weight with the carnivore diet. You can lose weight with the Atkins diet. You can lose weight when you're sick. So it's more about all the other bonus stuff, but it's about losing weight in a healthy way, and a way that's going to really sustain, so that it gets to be your normal, instead of like just something you're trying for 2 weeks, or like a cabbage soup diet for 4 days or something. Unfortunately, being overweight just makes everything harder for me. Yeah, and it really, and you don't even realize it, even going up and down the steps, or sitting down. Like, we went out on the porch and I was trying to sit down like Indian, I guess that's not, I don't know why they call it that. But when you cross your legs, or like, just trying to climb some, like if you're trying to get up on a step stool and stuff, like everything just does become a little bit harder. And yet when you're in it, you don't even realize, like, I don't know if you were like that too, Tessa, but like until I saw my before and after, I never really thought I was overweight, even though like I had gone to one of those places like a long time ago called Curves, and they were like, "Oh, by where you are, you're obese." And I'm like, "Obese? I'm not obese. Like, what are they talking about? Like, I need to lose a couple of pounds." But then when I lost it and saw how light I felt, I was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I was quote unquote overweight." And it's really important. I don't want to say that in a sense that people should be unhappy with where they are, because we have to be happy with where we are. And then I got to a point where I'm like, oh, now I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't have muscles and I'm not toned. So there's always something we're going to work on. But for years, it was always about, I need to lose weight. Really started from like my early to mid 20s, when all the things I was able to eat whatever I want, and it kind of started to catch up on me. So I was like, if I think about it, what are 4 things? And I just like the number 4, but like I came up with 4 things that would make it really easy, to like, if you want to share too, maybe share what some of those things were that were harder for you. Like for me, it was buying clothes, it was looking at myself in the mirror, it was like when it was time to go to the beach, or if I had to wear a sleeveless shirt, I didn't like it. Like, it was just so many different things. And also just like not knowing that I was at my healthiest that I had been. But that was part of the problem too, is I didn't know what healthy was. Like, you hear all these different things and you're like, okay, maybe I should be not eating carbs. And then somebody else will say, well, baked potato is okay. And then some people say, well, you should eat, a lot of chicken. And that was a pretty common thing for eating like the leaner meats, like, but I never really had, there was always these little gimmicks or systems, like, you need to do it this way, or you need to do it that way. And no one ever started like up here, like with the mindset and helping me understand nutrition and why it works. And that's one of the things that I want to help people do, because I kind of discovered it, trial and error over the time. Um, but what I did was just put together these 4 things. And ironically enough, the acronym came out to MEAT, MEAT. So I almost called this How to Lose Weight with Meat. And then I was like, if I put that, I'm going to lose my vegan card, first of all, right? And I don't want any of my friends thinking, oh my goodness, she went back to eating meat or something like that. So I was like, I actually spun it to say, this is the only meat you'll need to lose weight in the description. description. But really, like this, I feel like is something that we really have to do, especially if you are new coming into this, in order to keep yourself motivated and to really understand how to eat. And it's not like, and I do have a meal plan I can send you for my, like, exactly what to eat. I've got one for whole food, plant based, and one for raw diet, or kind of copying what I eat. But it's really not even about that, because that even sounds restrictive, that you have to eat this stuff. It's about these kind of things that we'll get to in number two when we talk about the E. But the first one is just this, I think will help significantly. Basically make your why statement and read it first thing daily. So like, and then I have like a little template that I share in the description for you. So it would look something like this. Like your why statement would be, I want to lose blank pounds in order to, and then blank. And this is where you can come up with like what your struggles were and what you want to change. Like for me, it might have been, I want to lose, 40 pounds in order to feel better about myself, in order to wear whatever it's going to be. You don't have to put all of these, but in order to wear or buy clothes without having to struggle and feel like, take 2 hours to find one pair of pants, in order to look better when I see myself in the mirror, in order to stop worrying about my chin when I take selfies or something like that. Or it might be, I want to lose weight because my doctor told me that this will help me heal my blah, 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 whatever it is, my diabetes or my high blood pressure. And all of that plays a part in it. Like Tessa said, it's harder. The weight being on definitely creates a lot of different, things that we could, that can change, but it all starts with that. um I once lost a lot of weight, but I gained it back and I haven't been able to lose it since. Yeah, I've gone on this. I've went up and down, but I don't know if like my metabolism jumped up, and or it's just like I have this natural stopping point, and I always have went back and forth from like eating a lot of processed food throughout this whole time to eating a lot of maybe pasta and spaghetti, and then I would go back to raw for a certain number of times. So I was like, I would lose way too much weight when I was raw, and or really really high raw, and eating very little other stuff, and then I would end up going back to, gaining the weight when I'd be like, okay, I'm going to get, I'm going to start having a lot of beans and rice and potatoes. And so it wasn't like I ever went up above where I wanted to be, because I feel like I was always doing this seesaw thing where I was like, okay, I just lost a bunch of weight. It's almost like how I was doing with the standard American diet, but now I was just doing it within the vegan diet, right? So I'm like, it definitely, until this time in June when I went raw, I have not been able to not continue to really lose a lot of weight. And that's interesting though, because even now that you're raw, what are you laughing? I love it. I know that I, at some point when I ever like get to talk to you in person, I would love to hear you actually laughing at me. Right? I know I was like scared to say that, because I'm like, that I don't know, like, I don't know. It's just weird why they would call it that. I don't know. Maybe yoga style. That's what I'll say. I was sitting yoga style or something. Um, but one, I was thinking about, within this, the thing that actually changed for me is when I started to eat more and eat fruit really during the day. And so since you've been raw, you feel that you're unable to lose the weight, or you mean like initially you were talking about that? I was just curious. Um and so I guess, the more like probably fats that I eat, I feel like that has helped. And also like the I guess if you would say like eating an abundance of fruit has helped like sustain me, so I'm not going like really super hungry, I guess, wanting that big, like, processed meal in the evening. It could also just be that over the 5 years, I finally have gotten to a point where I can maintain weight. I don't know exactly what did that, but I do know that it has been fairly easy to lose weight when at least initially, like you said, when you change from that standard American or however we're eating and we start incorporating fruits and vegetables, it's just crazy how it all of a sudden just comes off. And like when I was talking about this last night too, when I used to just do one meal a day, I wouldn't have something like that I thought was terribly bad. Like I might have, when you go to Chipotle, I was doing a lot, like delivering for a living then of the service. So it was always, usually I was grabbing like some, takeout food a lot of the nights when I wasn't like the weekend where I'd put together like, or when I didn't have the money to do it, then I would grab something from the store and probably make like, barbecue chicken or something like that. But for the most part, what I would always do is grab fast food, but I would try to make like what they call healthy fast food, right? So I would get like one of those salad bowls, but I'd get it with like rice and the funny thing is, what else? I would get like some, whatever they had, like the romaine lettuce from Chipotle, if you have that here. I guess some people, what is it, adobo? Or I probably said that wrong. You can laugh at me later, Tessa. But there's another place like that, or, any kind of place that has those taco bowls or whatever. And I would get, though, the thing that I realized, because later on, like even after I was plant based, I had a period of time where I would eat that, but I still didn't gain weight, but the meat was what was causing it, and the sour cream. And I didn't realize that all that stuff I had done, not eating all day and having this, salad, because I was like, and I was getting on this exercise bike for like at least an hour because I was trying to stretch my back out in one of those sweatsuits that make you sweat. I was doing that in the morning. I was then, come and I was moving around because obviously I was walking up and down, steps delivering food in a resort area. So it was a lot, I was out moving around for a lot of time. And then until like we had some more help, and then I started doing like some stuff on the website a lot of the times, and creating menus, and that made it even worse because I wasn't even moving around probably. But even with all that, just that one meal at night, and I got on a kick for probably like 2 or 3 months. I ate that. Then I went to, they had this like deal with like steak and baked potato over at Outback Steakhouse. So I got on that kick with a salad. I was always like, oh, I'm having a salad and I'm having baked potato, right? And like, I didn't realize though that the actual saturated fat in the dairy and meat was not only causing my inflammation, probably for my back pain. It wasn't, not only that, it was causing the weight gain that I could never have come off. And if I had known all that time that there was other options or another way to do it, that I didn't need that on my plate, it would have been so great. Like even Chipotle, they have something called sofritas. If you're like just want to be plant based and not raw, that actually not the best thing to have, eat out, take out every night. But if you want an option, at least they actually have something. It's really good. And to me, it tasted like chili or something. It's kind of like a vegan tofu type meat. Um, yeah, and you know what though? I don't think like I think weight is also subjective. It's more of like how we feel comfortable. I mean, I know they have these generalized like types of like, oh, this is what your body image should be, and I think that's why we all keep trying to change it. But a lot of the reasons that now I feel like I like where I am weight wise, and that's another reason I never even focus on people losing weight, because I have been so focused on that you can reverse these health conditions and feel better, and you can feel more energy. That's another thing. I totally got energy like when I went into especially raw and plant based. And so all those things are like the bonus things. But a lot of people just they want to lose weight, whatever those reasons are, And Tessa, I was reading your comment, but I hadn't put it up yet. At least I feel better though. Yeah, like even if it's something that you're not like, I don't know where you are, but like weight wise, but I bet you're probably being harder than on yourself. And if you're eating all that healthy food, then that's what your body needs. Like that's where it probably needs to be. Like if we're not eating a bunch of really junk food, which I know you're not because you've talked about how you eat. Like if you're eating healthy and your body has a bit more weight, it might be where it needs to be in order to be healthy and to keep performing that the way that you need it. You might, move around or work out. And sometimes our body needs more food or more nutrients. I truly don't think that, and we're never gonna get really, in my opinion, I'll never probably get down unless I really went raw and had like one salad a day like I was doing without any hardly any carbs to that initial weight, because you're losing a lot of like they say like water weight, but you're actually like all of the things that you've accumulated over the years, when you finally like go to a raw or plant-based diet, that stuff drops off quick, and it's almost like that high that you'll never reach again, right? Like, it's like a detox type weight loss. So in saying that, to say, I know that you look like perfect for what your body weight is supposed to be. I am psychic vegan knowledge JJ. um, but yeah, like I think that's why everybody's weight goal is a little bit different too. And then so like the first thing, you know how I get on my tangents here. I still have to do my newsletter for work. For those of you at work that are watching, it's coming. It's a motivational Monday. It's still Monday. Um, but I'm off on Monday, but I still do the email. That's how important it is for me. But anyway, number one is make your why statement and read it first thing daily, which we got through. So I have a little template in there. Or if you're in the Amazing Transformers Club like Tessa is, I can email it to everyone. Thank you for being in that. I'm so excited about my new little free club. I'm like a little kid trying to get people. I'm like, come sign up for my free club. I know people are probably tired of hearing it, but I love being able to like send out emails and say, hey, look, we got this going on, but not like in a spammy way. Don't worry. You can tell them, Tessa, I don't email every 5 minutes. Hey, Carl, I am so happy to be here. As you can tell, I'm off my regular job on Sunday and Monday, so I'm like hooked on being on YouTube. I'm like, I miss you guys after that. And I want to start, maybe you guys could tell me if this is good for you. Like what I want to try to do, like maybe I'll do two like Amazing Transformers like club meetings. But I was thinking what would be good times. Is 6 o'clock at night Eastern? Does I get off at 5:30? We could do them then, or like maybe on Mondays or Sunday maybe might be better because a lot of people are off and I'm off too on Sunday. So maybe we'll have one of those and like workshops and things. I'm trying to figure out what the best kind of time to do it for people is, but I guess it's going to be a bit different. Maybe I'll do one on Sunday and then one evening at 6 o'clock, even though I'll be like starving and tired. What if you don't know, like, what's the difference between JJ and hangry JJ? I'm just kidding. I don't get mean when I'm hungry. I just get like super talkative about food and can't stop talking about it. Um, Okay, so what was I on? Okay, so Carl, we were just talking about 4 easy ways to lose weight. I'm glad you're here. And Tessa, I knew it. She said she's way too hard on herself. I think we all are, though. I always feel like I should be doing more stuff. I'm not doing enough. I'm like, okay, there's always something we're hard on ourselves, even including my, image of myself and my, you know, different features. I'm just like, oh, I don't like the way my teeth look or my eyes look, or I look like I have a shadow on the side of my face. Oh, thank you, Tessa. Thank you for that. She loves being the VIP. See, everyone, I got the link in the description. Click and join. And I wanted to tell you guys too, I just set something else up that's going to be free, that I think you guys probably have heard Ted Carr talk about this, but a school, like it's SKOOL, it's a school community, and it's like it's free, you can have free or paid, but mine is going to be free. And well, free for the people who join, not free for me, unfortunately, but that's okay. It's going to be worth it because it's going to have everyone like a place where I can post different things, and you'll be able to like see like posts. It's almost like a Facebook, but it has a tab called the classroom where I can like house all of the videos. I can do like educational content videos or beginner vegan videos, and it'll be like a place there, or we can share all the different, there's like a calendar, and it'll have, I'm going to try to pre-schedule my lives so that'll have them all on there. And then it also has points, which I think will be kind of fun. So like, let's say you comment on, like Carl, let's say you post a question, or I post a video, or some type of blog post or whatever, and someone comments on it and someone likes your comment, it gives you like 1 point. And I just think it's like, it's kind of fun, to see everybody, like to help the engagement. It's going to have like a little point system and leaderboard. And I figured we can do like fun stuff, like, if you get to 100 points or whatever, maybe you get like a free Amazing Transformers grocery bag or something. I keep wanting to make little merchandise, so that'll give me an excuse, or keychain. I was on this kick with like keychains one year, through I was making them through Zazzle, and like everybody got a keychain for everything, whether it was their birthday um or it didn't matter what it was, they were getting a keychain. But that's kind of funny. Anyway, tangent time. Thank you both for being there. You and Carl are in the VIP club. And VIP stands for Vegan Inspiring Person. I thought that was good instead of very important person, but we're all also, you guys are very important to me too. In fact, you're like, that's what I want to say. I know I've got two of you here, anybody watching the replay, like you guys are the reason I love coming on here. Like it would be just, without any engagement, it would make me think, even though maybe it might have a couple of views, it would make me think no one's watching. And also the fact that you guys comment and kind of let me know. I know you guys are pretty much all set. Like you've been on your journey for a while, but you also help me help other people with your comments on here, especially our newer people that come into the group, our new Transformers. I don't know why I always have this vision, and I asked Dawn if she could make it for me. Like I always see this, like, the Transformers when you were a kid, like how, like, if you could make like a person and then like turn them into a robot, and then they have like their before and after. I'm not that good with videos like her. Maybe she can create us a little intro for plants formations or Transformers. And Carl, let me enlarge this. I love your comments. This time on most days actually works out really well for me. Whatever's good for you, I need to message you. Oh, that's okay. Thank you. I know you're busy and probably forgot to message me, but even if not, I'm appreciating that you're here. At least there's a way now for me to. Looks like YouTube is notifying you when I'm live. That was my main concern with that, because I didn't have connection with people, and I'm like, it's like weird with YouTube and Facebook. I feel like they're competing, because I did like a little test thing. I don't know if I told you guys this. When you go to like say you post a post, if I just post a picture or something, it'll tell me how many people it reaches, like within the group. And so say it might say 4 reach, so of all 450 people, or over 450 that we have in the group, it reached 4 people. And I'm like, I don't know how it reached or how it decided which 4. But then if I put a post like, hey guys, I'm going live on YouTube, and I post a YouTube video, it will literally say 1 sometimes, or 0 post reach. And I'm like, even if it used to work if I tagged that little everyone, but I noticed like sometimes that hasn't even been working. So I'm like, I just don't want it seems like it's just weird. And I'm like, someone told me, especially the guys I'm working with in the school community, they were like, this way you could actually, be able to create create more of a community. And so it also might not be as annoying, because I don't know if every time I post in that chat, if it notifies you. Tessa, I hope it's not annoying. I try not to over post in there if it's going to keep giving notifications. I had one lady like leave this has only happened once in like 5 years, but she left the group because she was in one of the sub chats that she signed up for. And she was like, I'm working and I can't handle all the notifications or something. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I didn't know it was kept notifying you every time I posted. But anyway, I know you can't make everybody four. And four is one of my favorite numbers. So let's try Monday at 4. Maybe that's a good idea. That way I could actually do my work email first and then come on here. So I'm not um I'm still getting old, so I got to go to bed at some point, right? And eat. That sounds good. If 4 is good. Did you both say 4, or did Carl say, oh, this time? Yeah, so we went at 4. Cool. I'll be like, if anybody has a problem with the time, Tessa and Carl decided. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. I still need to explain how careful I am with time on my phone. Time away from my phone is sacred, though I truly enjoy your lives, so it will be a joy to attend when I can. Yeah, that's so true, because I was listening to a lot of people say, like, we're so addicted to our phone. I need to do that too. In fact, I forced myself to go outside and just relax and absorb some sunlight. And now that it's summertime, or spring, whatever, I'm going to try to get to. I'm not too far from the beach, and I want to get some of that time in. And I really, Carl, like you, need to focus on that and like meditate and stuff. But I'm the same way as Tessa. Like she was saying on, remember we had the harmonic earth healers on, I think it was thing, you were like, I don't have either the patience or something to meditate. And I'm really trying to work on that, because I always like, I'm always feeling like I have to be doing something, or getting something done. Or if I'm somewhere along the line when I got older, I lost the point of that's important too, to just chill out a minute. And that's why last week, I don't know if you noticed, I did all those videos like out on the porch of my balcony, because it kind of gave me I guess the false satisfaction that I was still outside, even though I was doing the videos. Oh, thank you, Tessa. I appreciate you coming whenever you can, both of you, because I know it's hard. And that's why the replays are there. So, like, if you ever set up a time, like, I know some people, they're like, I'm not checking messages until between, 4 and 6, or I only do video between 4 and 6. What I usually do is like, that's what's cool about the replays, right? Because you can always go back and like on Sundays, Tessa, is like, that's why it's cool that Matt does his videos on Sunday, and also Monday, Misfit Vegan is on, and like I like binge and catch up on all the creators. And like if I missed the health show, I was so upset, because like I had to go off of when I could coordinate the time with Fonz this week, and he could come at 12:30, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to like interrupt Raw Intuitions live stream, because we have a lot of the same people. So I try to, kind of work around those times too. Like I don't like to be on at the same time. I just feel like as a courtesy, even though sometimes it can't be helped. And I probably way overthink things, as you'll notice. Like, but oh, thank you guys. Tessa said some groups are annoying, not this one. Thank you. See, everyone, if you're watching this, I don't have an annoying group. Oh, Tessa, I need to be cleaning too. I did get some spring cleaning done, but it gets messy again. I have 2 cats and 2 messy people. No, I'm just kidding. We're not messy, right, Dawn? She would say I am, though. I'm not messy, but sometimes I have like I live at my desk, so like at the end of the day, I've got quite some cleanup. I've got one bowl that has all the orange peels in it from my binging on oranges, my little dragon fruit skin. Like after lunch, I've got like that sitting there, and like bottles of water, which I'm not. I know. Do you guys drink bottled water? Everybody keeps saying these are bad, but I haven't come up with a new way to. Maybe I need one of those filters, but the one I looked into was like really expensive. And then we have some reverse osmosis thing that we bought a long time ago, but like we rent. So I'm like afraid to hook it up. So I'm like, well, Lots of the other stuff I do is healthy. I don't know what I'm doing. And then the bottles, they're not as environmentally friendly, I know. So maybe I need to get a water bottle with a filter. Um, I always think someone's going to see my video and be like, you shouldn't be drinking that bottled water, but no one cared yet. Um, let's see here. I'll listen. Oh, let's see. So Tessa listens while she's cleaning. I listen while I'm eating most of the time, so it works out if I'm not looking at a screen. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I love it. We can just listen. Like I'm not doing anything exciting on here anyway. Sometimes I juggle, but that's about it. And I'd rather people not be looking at me, then I won't be so self-conscious. I should come on my logo. Um, and Carl said, oh, someone said something about a new job, but that might change in August because I'll be starting a new job. Okay, cool. We'll have a couple of different times or the replay. I love when you're here, but I understand work is more important until I get enough people in my, what do you call it? Maybe I'll start the paid membership, right? And then we can have enough people I can hire Tessa and be like, all you have to do now is moderate the live streams. $1 million a month. Uh, I'm so happy you got it. I hope it's a good job like a new job that you really like or that you wanted to move to. I think it's so cool when you get to do something that you're passionate about, which is why I really want to start the health coaching and why I'm trying to like get clients right now because I want to just, I've helped people along the way, but I haven't structured it to be able to like call them and work with them weekly and do these kind of these tips and things to really try to work with people one-on-one. That would be like my dream job, if to educate and help people get healthy. um, Wait, what's this say? I agree, Tessa, this group is never annoying. Oh, I love it. Yeah, we got a lot of really cool people in there, that also are very knowledgeable in the group, and a lot of people have been on here and like shared their story. So I feel like I know everyone. I don't know if you guys get like this, but almost when you change and like become vegan or plant based or raw, it's almost like the people in your regular life, you don't even feel as close to them as like the online community. You almost feel like you know them, and even though you've never like personally met them, or in person even seen them, or even on Zoom, some people, and I feel like I know them. Um, You guys are making me feel good. I'm gonna keep screenshotting these and showing the world. I'm like, my group's not annoying, but it would be annoying if I started doing that, right? My group's not annoying. I'm just kidding. You know that little kid thing, like I'm not touching you. Um, okay, so we've got. Let me go through these really quick, so I know you guys are busy, and those watching are probably like, "Get on with it, JJ. What in the world is the next thing?" So first of all, and the reason I said to read your why statement every day, first thing, even if you don't, if you're not on your phone, even if you write it down, because it's so easy to get sidetracked and forget why you started something. Like if you really are inspired to lose weight and then you have a stressful day and maybe, you got a lot going on at work, and, if you're not constantly reading that and reminding yourself why, like I feel like over time we just automatically know it. It's like ingrained in us. Like now I'm like, no, I would never eat any way differently because now I know that this is the best for my health, and I know that this is the best for animals. So I don't do anything different, but it's like almost things I'm working on. I try to like remind myself, like Carl has been such an inspiration too, to to remind me to put my phone down or get out in nature with his the way that he comments when we talk about like meditation. Like yesterday I think you were meditating when the show started, so like that might be something I need to write down every day and remember that part of being healthy is also getting sunlight and being able to breathe and relax. And that might be, I want to do that so that I, blah blah blah. So I could do that as my thing, since I don't really need to lose weight, or I'm not trying to begin my vegan journey. But whatever it is, I think it's important to read that, and then also to like absorb motivational content, especially early in the day, because it really can set the tone. If you wake up and you see like some kind of, you go on Instagram or Facebook and you see one of your friends like complaining, or or you start reading comments where people are arguing back and forth. I just think that puts like a negative vibe into you that you can't, even if you're a really calm and collected person, it's in there and it's ingrained in there. So it might automatically trigger like other things to just annoy you. Like when one thing ticks you off, the rest will. So it might be easier, especially for your weight loss journey, if you read your why every day. Like, I want to lose 15 pounds so I can have energy to play with my kids, or have energy to be able to walk up and down the steps like I used to, or I want to be able to get into the clothes that I wore last summer, or I want to feel good about myself when I look in the mirror. And like those things, to read that every day reminds you to make those right choices. And then so that's the really the M, is to make your why statement and continue to read it every day when you wake up, or whenever you get your day going. And then there's the number two is the E, and this is the part about eat enough, and we kind of talked about this yesterday. Because when I was only eating once a day, Tessa inspires me to. Thank you. I love it. I love how real you are and how you share your journey. And I really am inspired by you actually going raw and like, sticking with that, and how supportive you both are to the other content creators. Like, I always see you, Tessa, on the different live streams, and it really means a lot to people like me and the others I know, that they all know who you are. You know what I mean? Like, even when I was on Raw Intuition, it's like, oh, Tessa, and Carl, you're the same way. You're always really, it really means a lot. And I think it helps us all to have that sense of community too. Um, and then eating enough, I just simplified it down to these four groups of foods. And it's kind of, I know that Doug Graham does the 80-10-10, and I kind of follow a little bit closely with that, but I kind of customized it in case I have people that are wanting to be raw, or they want to be um, a lot of raw and whole food plant based. Even whatever I work with someone on, even if it's whole food plant based, I still think there has to be a significant amount of raw, just because of how much I am really have learned about nutrition, and how I really truly believe that eating the food in its whole natural state gives the most nutrients. There are some things that can bring out nutrients, obviously, certain ones, but not, then others are diminished. So I just think keeping a lot of raw food, it's easier, first of all, for lunch to eat fruit. Even if you want to go even into dinner, it's easier. It's easier to not only that, but it's easier to not have to cook it, or to have to worry, do I want cooked food or this, if you're eating fruit. So I say eat at least, especially if you're new to this, 70 to 80%, because all day you can just eat fruit. You can eat it for breakfast, you can eat it for lunch, even dinner. I think that runs into where the 70 to 80% comes in, maybe even a little higher, because like we often think of certain vegetables as, or fruits as vegetables. So like I didn't realize at first, when I was having avocados, tomatoes, and cucumbers, and even corn botanically is like a fruit apparently. So like a lot of things are fruits that we consider vegetables. So like, sorry about the noise. Neo is not happy that I'm not paying him the attention. He's scraping the bottom of the bed, or the base of something over here. And so I think probably that's the easiest thing to do. And it gives you energy throughout the day, trying to get as many fruits in. And it also will help you to feel full, and to be hydrated too. And then, so I would say 70 to 80% is going to be fruit. And then Also, the next part of that is to go to vegetables, which I consider to be like of my diet anyway, but probably about 10 to 20%. Depends if you're a huge vegetable eater, or probably if you're doing steamed vegetables, people might want a little bit more vegetables. But like for me, like the majority of the 10% that I eat of vegetables is really celery and lettuce. And I eat a very little bit of greens. Like, I do have some spinach and kale in there, just to try to get a little bit more nutrients. And then also I eat, so then that's included in the vegetables, I would say, whatever vegetables you like, but I would make a majority fruit. And then the next part is the fats, and I say about 5 to 10%. You might even need more than that in the beginning, because you're going to want to really feel sustained and satisfied. And I feel like the fats, like the nuts and the seeds and the avocados and things like that, when I first started, I needed a little bit more of that. Like I would eat my salad, and then I would eat like walnuts and blueberries, and sometimes I'd have to do cashews with my meal. Like whatever gets you through having, that. I think in the beginning it's okay, even if you're trying to lose weight, because you've already eliminated 90% of the other stuff, that you're eating, which will automatically bring the weight down. And then the last 5 to 10%, I just put MDP on the thing. And what that means is meal plan, or I think I did it backwards. MPD, basically meal plan dependent, meaning like I like use that other 10% as nuts. I mean, not nuts, so sprouts. Maybe if you like fermented foods like sauerkraut or olives and things like that. And or if you're doing whole food plant based, that's where that 10% can come in, that maybe you're going to have whole grain rice and potatoes and different things like that. But if you still keep those ranges of fruit for the majority of your meals, and then you can go vegetables, which would be like your salad at night, your salads and fats. Some people like having a morning smoothie with the nuts and seeds in it, but either way, or you can do oatmeal as your breakfast, which would count as like, a smaller percentage of the cooked food, basically. So it's kind of, we can customize it. And that's why I would like to work with people more one-on-one, because you can kind of get the general idea of it, and you can pick from a variety of different foods, right? um let's see, I forgot, let me catch up on the comments before I go to, oh, okay, she has a filter at her house, the water, awesome. I drink bottled, but I'd rather get it. Yeah, me too. I think that would be cool. Oh, I do drink bottled water sometimes. I want to invest in a proper. Oh yeah, is that the flask? I think I saw that on of someone's Instagram or something. It's like it cools the water, or it purifies it within it. That would be cool. I bet is it expensive, I wonder. Oh, what else would we put in the flask, right? A flask first reminded me of like we're sipping some alcohol. No, I have time at the moment. Don't worry about what I said. Honestly, I'm so overjoyed to have the live with you. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, definitely. I love the vibe when both of you are here. See, put your why on your phone or an actual physical paper. So honestly, me, I put it on the phone. But I'm trying to get better with writing stuff down again. Because I think that makes it kind of even more real. I've got this little chalkboard over here that I used to write things on, and I want to kind of do that, because then when I'm walking around, that's another cool thing you could do too, is like post it up, so you keep walking by it like it's literally sitting right in front of my desk. So like as it still has something on there from, probably if I tried to erase the chalkboard, it would be like stuck on there. I might have to use some kind of water, because it's been so long. It's something I had to do at 10 a.m. And then I wrote veganknowledge.com, which was the website I bought. But I haven't put the website together, or the domain. So I can tell how old it is. I don't even remember. Oh, 10 a.m. do show. I don't even know what show it was. That's how long it's been since I put anything on there. So I'm going to start writing my why on like a chalkboard. That's a good point. I need to tell people where to put it. I know I've been watching a lot of videos that talk about writing stuff, and I remember in school they said if you like took notes and wrote it, you would like remember it. But either way, however you read it, I just always pick up my phone first thing, which I know you're not supposed to, but like I've missed something. Uh, and so let's see here. That was number two, the four groups of foods, which was the E of the meat. And then A is achievable daily, weekly goals. And that to me, and we can, I can work with people, or we can maybe do a whole video on each one of these. But the achievable goals have to be like not something like, I want to lose 50 pounds. When you're setting that, that can be your overall statement, but the achievable goal would be like, even if it's not even about the weight loss, you could say, I want to eat fruit for lunch every day this week. And then you would, that would be something that you could achieve. And it would be everything you do in the moment is helping you for your end goal. But in the moment, we have to do those little things every moment, every time, or you know what I mean, or we're never going to reach that goal, because if we keep saying like, oh, I want to lose 50 pounds, but in this day we're not having the fruit and we're still going to McDonald's or whatever, we're going to end up not being able to ever reach our goals. And it's always going to be that, oh, you ever do this when you want to start something? I do this all the time with my little weight thing, because I'm like, every day I'm gonna do, lift my 4 pound weights. I'm gonna do this thing, and I'll do it for a little while, but then something comes up. I ended up, oh, this happened. I didn't get to do it, and it's running late now. I got to make my food, and I will start skipping it. And so I need to really, instead of thinking, I want to have muscles by the end of July. If I say that, that's going to mean nothing if I don't set the goal to, for 10 minutes every day, lift my weights, even if it's while I'm listening. That's a good idea. I'll do it while I'm listening to a live stream, and that way it's done. Or I can do it while I'm talking to customers. That's why it's here. It's supposed to be so that while I'm talking to customers at my day job on this computer, I can do my little wait to get rid of this and everything, and I totally forget. I'll just sit there like this while they're talking. Let's see, what company do you use for your domain? I used GoDaddy for the domain, and it was pretty cheap. Like it allowed me to pay for a year. I forget what it was, but I don't I don't remember what it was, honestly, Carl, but the domain is cheap. Now to build the website, that's where it was going to cost me money, which is probably one of the reasons I haven't done it yet. So I need to do that. I was building it on Groove, something like Groove Funnels things, but then the trial ran out, and then it was like going to be this astronomical amount, and I was like, oh my goodness, I haven't even gotten it done, so I need to do it on GoDaddy, and then like, when I get paid, I'm going to do it. And it just kind of like, since I had put all that work into it, it kind of, I think, discouraged me that I had to start all over. But now that I have places to direct people, I'm like, I really want to be able to put out there all this information all in one, along with the school community. I can direct people to the website so that everything is on there too, where they can find all the different social media pages. And I want to start, kind of like the posts I put on Facebook. I like those like kind of heart to heart blog type posts, and I feel like I want to put them all in one spot for people, especially, and maybe like a whole category for weight loss if that's what people want. So it's just about me organizing everything. I tend to want to do everything all at once, and sometimes not one thing gets done at a time. Over time they do, but not how I'm supposed to. Um, let's see. I think I already answered. Oh, physical paper. Whatever you do, stay away from GoDaddy. Oh my goodness, Tessa. I thought Carl asked me that. Tessa, though, I already did it. So what do I have to do? Can I change? Maybe when I get done this contract, or I can probably switch to a different company. stay away from GoDaddy to build the website. I did one a long time ago, or stay away from it for the domain. Did they sell it or something? Let's see. This might sound crazy, but I'm considering cutting back on the fruit and increasing the amount of vegetables. No, it doesn't sound crazy because oddly enough, I was doing all fruit, and I agree with you. I felt like I needed to have that salad every night, which includes vegetables, right? Um, and that could, if you're really wanting to lose weight, it could probably do that. Like it would probably, because the carbs probably are why I was struggling the other way, continuing to lose weight, because I think I was eating too many vegetables. And instead of the opposite way where I was eating not enough um, vegetables. And uh let's see what I can do. I was like, I need to see the comments at first, because I was like, well, I was being honest. It was GoDaddy. um so I don't think anything sounds crazy when we're coming to our diet, because also I was reading a bunch of stuff how we make our own B12, and I was listening to a lot of Lauren Lockman and things, and I totally stopped taking all my supplements. And then I realized I was like, to use your word, dead. Like I was like lethargic trying to work, and I was like, what is going on? And I realized, well, maybe I need to make sure I have some of the nori and get some iodine, and I might need to take my, B12 again. And so now I'm kind of compromised, and I take the B12 like once a week, and I take the essential nutrients that has like magnesium in it. Because also, I think that part of it, there's a general rule of how what works for people. But I was listening to, is it Ava Loves Raw, and she said that when she reached a certain age of menopause, she also had to like adjust her diet, and she ate a bit less fruit. So I think, you know, we can get stuck on certain things, but as long as we are eating, I think mostly whole foods, plant based, a lot of different things work for a lot of different people. And when I first found out about the fruit, I do agree. I think it is the perfect food. I think it's the best thing that we can eat as far as digestion and everything. But I feel like individually, animals just instinctively know what they're supposed to eat. Like the animal might eat more leaves at some point just because they naturally know it. So like Tessa, if you feel like that would help you, I think you should go for it. I'm not going to call the fruit police on you. If they're listening, I can't say whether they are, but it was the fruit police. I don't know. That would be funny if they had that, right? Big old avocado pulling up outside of your house. See, I need to write a movie. Um, if you're not having problems, I guess you could stay with GoDaddy. Well, I don't know yet if I'm having problems. I better go check my domain to make sure it's still there, because I haven't been to it in a minute, because I don't have an actual like website attached to it. Um, I'm trying to think what we built. I built my very first, like when we had the delivery business, I built the first website on there. But then not long after that with GoDaddy, we went and started with this company that specialized in delivery service website. So I didn't really use them for that long, but it was just like one or two landing pages where we put the restaurant menus and Carl's and big old avocado, right? Or like a car, you know how you have like the cops throw those things up on top. So like if someone's eating like too not enough fruit, they got the big avocado. Woo, woo, we're on the way. We just we just got a report that Tessa's not eating enough fruit, and the avocado police come. Look, that could be a whole new another channel, right? That I do. Um, So that's funny. Anyway, I'm getting on my tangent. Oh, okay. I'm going to hurry because I know I can't keep you guys all night. Even though I could literally sit here and talk to you guys, even though you're not on here. But one day I'm going to get you guys to come on here and talk so that I don't have to strain my eyes. Let's see. I could just sit closer to the computer, but I don't like my hair is, gray, and it's so close up when I look like I'm concentrating. So like I sit back from the computer talking about Tessa, how we're too hard on ourselves, right? Let's see. So then I've got only one more thing. The T is tell, coach, and community wins and struggles. And this is how you should. I have a little free template where it says two improvements I noticed today were blank and blank, and two struggles I had today were blank and blank. So um, that's one of the things I want to start doing, especially for the new members in our community, that they can come on and post. And the school community I'm creating actually has like where I can put specific tabs. So maybe a tab where we can come a community chat that's for struggles, and a community chat that's for things that we're improving or noticing or improving on, and that way we can all cheer each other on for those things we're working on. And then if it's struggles, somebody might have some advice like, hey, if I'm struggling, to figure out what to eat, I don't really like tofu, then we can come in with a bunch of ideas for them. And I think that'll be really cool. And to work with me one on one for those who are just new to this or want to like start to lose weight, there's a link right in the thing where you can sign up for that under the amazing. Well, you can go under Amazing Transformers and then just message me, or you can click the other link, because I think it would be really cool to be able to meet with someone weekly and like watch that improvement. It would like overjoy me to be able to help you do what I did to lose weight and what these guys have done. The fruit sheriff. Oh my gosh, I gotta put that up in case people are watching it. The way you wrote it in all capitals. Don't shoot the fruit sheriff. Uh, let's see. This salad ain't big enough for the two of us. I love it. This salad ain't big enough for the two of us. I love that. I'm calling the fruit police. uh, you know, Corinne Sutton, the guy that I interviewed, the bodybuilder, he did something like that. I'll have to try to find it and share it with you guys in the group. But he did some kind of thing where he was like the meat police or something. Maybe that's where I started thinking of the idea. But it was so funny. I'll have to just share it. It's hard to put it together. When you're trying to tell somebody something funny and it's never as funny as if they just see it. So I'll share it with you. You might have already seen it. It was probably like one of his most popular videos a couple of weeks ago. I love that, Carl. It makes me feel like I want to say it in that way, like an old Western, right? Like, this salad ain't big enough for the two of us. Unless you're really not trying to share your salad with me. I could never share my salad. I used to have to, like, when I made Donna salad, I would make like two huge bowls. And the funny thing is, I stopped. You ever do something that really worked and then, like, you forget and you, like, all of a sudden are reminded of it? Like, I used to hate having all the lettuce in the bottom and getting to the lettuce. I think I talked about it on a post a while back about the flip method. But what I started doing was putting the top of my salad in first. Like I would put, like, for example, the corn and the avocados and like the stuff that I needed to be throughout. And then I put the lettuce on top. I don't know why I did that. Maybe oak, so then I could like flip it over and then shake it up, and then it would all be like mixed together. That was after my veggie tray style days. That is still cool sometimes. That makes it feel like a little party. I'll put everything in the little circle on the plate with like the dressing in the middle. So it's like you're at a little party watching TV or whatever you're doing. I used to watch TV while I eat, and now I am just so hooked on putting like together, like, either the content for the group or the page, or I'm watching YouTube about either just nutrition or holistic health, and learning about all the cells, or learning about this, or watching somebody's live stream. It's like I literally could just get rid of my TV, other than if I watch YouTube on it. It seems like lately it's almost like I just ran out of time for that, especially now that it's staying light out later. I'm like, I'm either working, you know and hopefully I can figure out this way to incorporate this and still do the the vegan coaching as well, and still be able to keep my other commitments. And it's really easy because I'm already doing it. I feel like I'm already doing it. I'm just kind of putting it outside to the universe and saying that it's what I want to do, so that more people will come and ask me for help. Because if they don't know I'm ready to help, then and it's hard to like sift through a bunch of videos and content. I feel like I'm always someone like who has to be directed. Like the guy today sat down with me, or not sat down, but on a Zoom call, and helped me start that Zoom community, because you get like a free trial. But he literally took me through each tab of it and helped me set it up. It was Kuba, who I interviewed a while back. The same day I interviewed Corinne, basically on Memorial Day. And that was so helpful just to have that guidance. Like now I can go back and edit and do what I need to do, but there's just a certain little things that sometimes I feel like you need some help to get through. And if we were able to know your strengths and celebrate them, that's going to keep you motivated. And then also, when you have a struggle, if you don't have someone there that's been through it or to help you, it's so easy for people to just give up, especially when it comes to a diet. If you don't have somebody there to say, well, don't weigh yourself every day, because you're going to fluctuate up and down. That's another tip I could have put in here too. That will drive you crazy. So I would recommend giving long periods of time to let yourself, all those things you're doing daily, to add up. And then like maybe weekly or even monthly. I guess weekly would be better, because you'd want to see some, that you're losing weight. But again, weight loss isn't about really the number to me. It's about how you feel. It's about your feeling better, that your clothes are fitting better, feeling better about in this process, your skin's going to improve. You're going to start to learn more about nutrition. And really, I think you have to understand why we don't eat meat and dairy. And if you're someone who is really really new and you still are eating, you feel still you have to have that, put it in that 10% category. If you're trying to give up something, but the best thing you can do, I'm telling you, like all of us have done, is eliminate it altogether and find things that you can replace it with. And those healthy fats, to me, are the key, because I think most people try to just go to all fruit, and they don't have any fatty fruits, at least where I live, which are like, I don't even know, I've never had a durian, but people say that's got fat in it. Or they eat a lot of, those sapotes or something, I don't know. So there's fruits that have fat in it, but there's not any of those where I am, unless I would have to travel somewhere or order from that Miami fruit company. Like basically I've got the standards around here, except for the cool looking dragon fruit that I found, but that doesn't have any fat in it. So I think at some point our body starts wanting fat or storing fat, because it doesn't think it's going to get any. And then we start gaining weight, and we're like, but I'm eating fruits, why am I gaining weight? Or you're not eating enough, like you said. And if you're just not happy with something, if you're not sustained, like for me, I think that's why I had to go back to eating the fruits during the day and having my salad at night or something savory, because that's what my body wanted. It wanted salt. And obviously, if I wanted it, it wasn't like I was still clearing out of my regular addiction of like wanting, French fries or something. I was already raw. And so I felt like it was time to really focus on what's going to make this work for me long term, so I don't start taking an unhealthy path. And I think that's what I can really help people to do, and not be so hard on yourself, because like any little thing you do to improve is a plus, is a bonus right now. So we're all on some type of journey. I'm on the journey to try to, do a little more exercising. And so that's where I'm actually kind of talking to myself. I'm going to use the same method to make it work. And this is how people can lose weight. And so I hope these tips help. You can join the Amazing Transformers Club. I'm going to email those right over to you, so that you'll have those tips and be able to remember them. And if you're interested, of course, in signing up, it's right there. Or you can join the free vegan knowledge community. You can support me on Patreon. We have different like levels, and that $10 level will be like really ultra personalized one-on-one coaching, where we can meet up once to twice a week and everything. And if you're and really there's also like a free trial involved in that, so we could always meet. Like, you don't have to continue that. We can meet and set up a plan, and then you can kind of go forward with it from there. And that's for our new people coming in. And of course, we already have our amazing Transformers right here. They have already joined. They're already honorary members of everything. So whatever you guys need, let me know. I appreciate you being the first to sign up. I think we have 10 of us right now. So I'm excited for that. And let's see, what else did I want to say? Um, Oh, and then of course the coupons that I emailed out. Like, we have, you can get 10% off of the Daily Green Boost. You can get, I think I don't know if it's 8 or 10% off Clean Machine if you're interested in that. If you're interested in the supplements, cleanmachineonline.com. And then Kathy Hester is offering her ebook at the same price that it was on my live stream. So that's cool. Since Facebook keeps taking down my posts, they'll try YouTube and see if they don't mind me saying that the price might go up on Kathy's ebook. Would be funny if the whole stream just shut down right now, right? But I appreciate you guys coming. I hope you'll join the free group. And when I get the school community all set up with the link, and I got to put up like a little welcome video, I'll send you guys the link in the Transformers Club to that free community, where it'll have the little classroom and the tabs, and hopefully that all works out. And what else? I think that's everything. Do you guys have anything else you want to say, or any tips of your own? I guess I'll go ahead and finish up here and try to get started on my actual work. I've been working on vegan knowledge, but I also put health tips in that email for my work, so I'm excited that I might share this as the health tip today, or health hacks. Would coupons work in the UK? I'm pretty sure, yeah, they'll work as long as you visit their website. It should work. I'll double check with Jeff, the owner of Clean Machine, and also with Daily Green Boost. I'm pretty sure they sell that to different countries, but let me check. I'll definitely double check and email you, Carl. That's a good question. Thank you. I didn't even know you were in the UK. See, shows what I know. But I did kind of get an idea because we set our measurements differently yesterday. I was saying pounds, right? I'm always saying pounds. So that kind of gave me a clue you were somewhere, but I didn't know where you were. But thank you for tuning in. How much is the time really very different there? I'll have to look that up. You're welcome. Thank you. And thank you, Tessa and Carl, for being here. I felt like we had a little private club meeting. We had the three, not the Three Stooges, the three Transformers, right? But I appreciate you guys. If anyone has questions about weight loss, nutrition for me, oh my goodness, Carl, 10:30 p.m. I would already be falling over sleeping, right? Or not quite yet. I like to go to bed earlier, but I'm usually still up, but not quite up for very long, or feel like I'm that awake. So congratulations, you got all this energy. Oh, the three amigos, I like that. Thank you. And all right, so the three amigos, until we meet again, thank you everyone for watching. Leave your questions and comments in the chat, and I'll respond to all of them. And I hope to see you joining the group. If you do join, let me know this is where you found it at. I might have to put a little, what do you call it? Like a little thing in there of where did you find us, right? To let me know. Oh, cool, Serenity. Thank you for joining. Honolulu, nice. I love that. That sounds like an amazing place. Every time I see or hear someone from there, it must be a beautiful spot. But thank you for tuning in and watching too. Now we have the four amigos. But thank you so much, Serenity, for popping in and saying hi. Thank you, Tessa. Thank you, Carl. And everyone, all of our amazing Transformers Club. Thank you all for joining. I know there's 10 of you. I could probably name all 10 of you. Michelle, Muriel. Let's see. I just gave myself this idea to do it, and now I'm going to forget who everyone is. Angela Fischetti from Boomer and Beyond Wellness. We've got, of course, Carl and Tessa. Let's see who else is in the club there. There was two more people. Diana Varner, plant based, and there is. Oh, now I'm gonna feel bad if I forget one of the people, so I'm not gonna do that. Hold on, I got it. Mariquita Solis. I think, did I get the seven? Michelle, Muriel. See, this is going to be good. When I get so many people in our free community that I can't name them all, then we'll know. Maybe I have to look. Who and did I forget? Or is one of them me? Am I? Do I keep counting myself, and that's why I'm forgetting? I know there's someone that I talked to. I know who it is. And the reason I didn't even think of her is because I talked to her a lot now on our messenger ever since I met her. But Joanne, thank you. So, Joanne, and then I think Mariquita, I probably talked to her probably the second most. You know, when you talk to someone a lot, you might forget them because it's like, oh, that's right. They're in the club too. So, it's been awesome. Serenity, it's been a minute. Thanks for joining. And Carl and Tessa, I appreciate you as always, and all the vegan knowledge community. I appreciate all of you. And everyone, have a wonderful evening. Thank you for letting me ramble about weight loss and about health tips and being vegan and all of my being here to share my journey. And thank you guys for your comments. You're amazing. And I thank you. Have a good evening, everyone.